If you think dogs are just fluffy companions from the modern age, get ready to be amazed. Some dog breeds have been around since before the Egyptian pyramids were even built. These ancient dogs once hunted with kings, guarded temples, and pulled sleds across frozen lands. Every breed on this list carries a piece of human history. And the most shocking part? One of them might be lying on your couch right now. Join us as we uncover the 10 oldest dog breeds still alive today and the wild stories they carry through time. Number 1. Basenji, the barkless dog from the Congo rainforest. This isn't your average dog. The Basenji is incapable of barking, not because it's shy, but because its larynx is shaped differently from almost every other dog on Earth. Slender and graceful, with upright ears tuned to the smallest rustle in the jungle and a tightly curled tail, the Basenji looks like it walked straight out of an ancient legend. But what truly sets it apart is the sound. Instead of barking, it makes a haunting, melodic noise often called a yodel, something between a wolf's howl and a tribal song lost to time. Over 5,000 years ago, in the dense rainforests of Central Africa, the Basenji hunted alongside local tribes. Silent, swift, and keen-eyed, it was the perfect stealth companion, slipping through trees like a shadow, warning its human partners without a sound. On ancient cave walls, we find drawings of these dogs standing by warriors, etched in stone, as if they've always been part of humanity's journey. And perhaps the most magical part? The Basenji hasn't changed much since then. Today, it may curl up quietly on a modern couch, but its alert eyes still carry the wild spirit of the jungle, as if it's just waiting, watching, ready for the next adventure. Number 2. Saluki, the beloved of the Pharaohs. If the Basenji was the silent warrior of the jungle, the Saluki was the desert's royal dancer. With a slender frame and a gait as graceful as flowing silk, the Saluki wasn't just a dog. It was a symbol of nobility. The ancient Egyptians believed Salukas were sacred gifts from the gods. They weren't merely kept as pets, they were worshipped. Many pharaohs were buried with their Salukis, trusting these elegant companions to guide them into the afterlife. From afar, the Saluki looks like something out of a myth. Tall, refined, with long silky ears and piercing eyes. It doesn't bounce with energy like many modern breeds. Instead, it watches. Quiet, dignified, almost regal. Historically, Salukis were hunters, fast, tireless, and agile. They raced across scorching deserts, chasing gazelles and hares with unmatched grace. But even in the harshest landscapes, the Saluki never lost its elegance. Today, this ancient breed still walks among us. Not because it's the strongest, but because it's unforgettable. There's a quiet mystery in its presence, as if somewhere in that silky fur, you might still hear the whispers of pyramids and the echoes of royalty long past. Number 3. Afghan Hound, the noble of Central Asia. Some dogs were born to fight, some were bred to hunt. But the Afghan Hound, it seems to have been woven from silk, meant to walk the windswept mountains like an exiled king. One of the oldest domesticated breeds, the Afghan Hound, dates back over 4,000 years. It hails from the rugged terrains of modern-day Afghanistan, Pakistan, and northern India, a land that forges the toughest of creatures. And yet, in that harsh wilderness, emerged a dog so elegant, so mythical, it almost doesn't seem real. With long, flowing hair like a royal cloak and a gait that radiates pride, the Afghan Hound is more than just a dog. it's a presence. Its deep, soulful eyes seem to have witnessed things long forgotten, carrying stories from a lost civilization. Historically, it was used to hunt gazelles, leopards, even wolves. Fast, blisteringly fast, this hound could chase down prey across rocky slopes that would break most animals. Yet despite its hunting prowess, the Afghan hound remained aloof. It's not a dog that obeys blindly. It chooses to walk beside you, not behind. And maybe that's why it still exists today. Not because it was tamed, but because it never needed to be. The Afghan hound is a symbol of untamed elegance and quiet nobility that refuses to fade with time. Number 4. Akita Inu, the symbol of loyalty from Japan. It's no coincidence that in front of Japan's busiest train station there stands a statue, not of a person, but of a dog. And it's no coincidence that millions around the world tear up when they hear the name Hachiko, the Akita who waited 9 long years for a master who would never return. The Akita Inu isn't just a breed, it's a symbol of loyalty, dignity, and unbreakable love. Originating from the snowy mountains of northern Japan, the Akita was once a prized companion of the samurai and later became a treasured breed of Japanese royalty. These dogs were bred to hunt bears and deer, yes, but more than that, they stood as loyal guardians, ready to defend their humans to the very end. Strong, fluffy, and wolf-like in appearance, the Akita carries a quiet intensity. But it's the eyes that stay with you. They don't look like an animal's eyes. They look like the eyes of a friend, a protector, a soul, waiting. Akitas are not overly friendly. They don't love easily, but when they do, they love for life. Perhaps that's why this ancient breed has survived wars, famine, and time itself. Because we, as humans, can't help but be drawn to that kind of unwavering devotion. And when an Akita locks eyes with you, maybe, just maybe, you'll understand what it means to be loved forever. Number 5. Chow, the snow lion of ancient China. There's an old legend that says, when the gods painted the winter sky, a drop of blue ink fell, landing on the tongue of a mysterious creature with a snowy coat and the soul of a philosopher. That creature was the Chow, and to this day it carries that mark, a tongue of deep blue, unlike any other dog on earth. The Chow is one of the oldest dog breeds from China, dating back over 2,000 years. Once kept by emperors of the Tang and Han dynasties, it was more than a pet. It was a symbol of nobility, power, and poise. But don't let the fluffy coat fool you. The Chow is not your typical cuddly companion. It's independent, reserved. It watches the world from a distance, like it's contemplating something far deeper than we'll ever know. Some call it the cat dog because it doesn't follow commands blindly. It decides for itself. Others call it the snow lion with its thick mane, proud stance, and noble presence. Historically, the Chow served as a guard dog, a hunter, even a sled puller in China's frozen north. But over time, it became something else, something more, a living symbol of quiet strength, of mystery, of beauty that doesn't beg to be understood. The Chow is still with us, not because it chased affection, but because humanity has never stopped chasing its quiet majesty. Number 6. Tibetan Mastiff, guardian of the Himalayan valleys high in the snow-covered peaks of the Himalayas, where the wind howls and life moves slowly beneath the sky. Stands a guardian, not a man, not a god, but a massive dog with eyes sharp as blades and a heart warm as a fire in winter. The Tibetan Mastiff is one of the oldest and most powerful dog breeds on Earth, bred by nomads to guard sheep from wolves, snow leopards, even bears. To the Tibetan people, this wasn't just a dog. It was a temple guardian, a companion in silence, and the soul of the mountains. Towering in size, with a thick mane-like armor and a bark that echoes like a drum through morning fog, the Tibetan Mastiff was enough to stop intruders cold. It didn't need to chase, it just stood, watching, waiting. Unlike many modern dogs, it doesn't bark for fun. It doesn't seek attention, it protects, and only when it must. Because the Tibetan Mastiff doesn't serve everyone, it chooses who is worth serving. Today, the breed has left the mountains and entered the world of luxury homes and city lights. But even in the comfort of modern life, somewhere deep in its soul, it still hears the wind, still remembers the snow, still carries the silence of ancient peaks. A guardian, a warrior, and proof that loyalty can be larger than the storm itself. Number 7. Alaskan Malamute, the ice-pulling powerhouse of the Inuit. In a land where humans don't fight the cold, but learn to live with it, a dog was born of snow, shaped by blizzards, and raised as part of the Arctic's beating heart. The Alaskan Malamute, massive, powerful, with a coat like armor and eyes that shimmer like frozen lakes. A dog that doesn't just walk in snow, it commands it. This is not a breed for the faint-hearted. Thousands of years ago, the Inuit people of Alaska chose the Malamute to be their partner in the most unforgiving landscapes on Earth. When there were no GPS systems, no modern tools, just endless white, Malamutes were everything. They pulled sleds, found paths, warned of danger. Sometimes they were the only thing standing between a group of travelers and death. Unlike the quick and flashy huskies, Malamutes are slower but far stronger. They don't rush. They endure. They don't bark loudly. They just show up, and suddenly everything feels safer. Today, Alaskan Malamutes live in homes around the world. But make no mistake, beneath that gentle face lies the fire of a dog forged in ice. A sled-pulling machine, a loyal companion, a quiet hero who once conquered the Arctic and still carries the soul of the storm. Number 8. Shar-pei, the wrinkled warrior of ancient China. Some dogs arrive in the world like a gentle breeze, quiet, unnoticed. But the Shar-pei? It enters like a warrior stepped out of a scroll, wearing armor made of wrinkles, with calm eyes and a presence you can't ignore. With a history dating back over 2,000 years, the Shar-pei was first bred during the Han Dynasty in southern China. In ancient villages, it served as a guardian, a herder, and a protector. Not through loud barking, but with grit, strength, and unshakable loyalty. Its signature wrinkles aren't just cute. They're battle-tested armor, designed to protect the body during fights with wild animals or intruders. Each fold tells a story, each crease a relic of past battles. The Shar-pei isn't overly friendly. It won't jump into your lap or chase every hand that reaches out. But if it chooses you, you gain a companion for life, a silent bodyguard who watches over you with eyes full of ancient memory. Today, the Shar-pei walks city streets far from its Chinese homeland. But something in its gaze remains unchanged, calm, deep, and full of ancestral wisdom. Because some warriors were born to protect, no matter how the world around them evolves. Number 9. Greyhound, the speed king of ancient Rome. If any dog deserves to be compared to Hermes, the wing-footed god of speed, it's the greyhound. With its slender build, endless legs, and a gait that seems to glide on air, the greyhound isn't just a dog, it's speed, sculpted into elegance. Greyhounds have been with us for over 4,000 years, appearing in ancient Egyptian murals and continuing their journey through Rome, the Middle East, and into medieval Europe. Revered by Roman nobility and English royalty alike, not just for their hunting ability, but for their grace, their poise, their quiet nobility. When a greyhound runs, people say, it doesn't touch the ground, it floats. In ancient Rome, these dogs hunted deer, hares, even wolves. No barking, no chaos, just pure instinct, focused and breathtaking. But what's most captivating about the greyhound isn't when it runs. It's when it stops, stands still, looks into your eyes with a calm, knowing gaze, like a philosopher who's seen civilizations rise and fall. Today, greyhounds may no longer chase prey in wild forests, but their spirit remains untouched. There's something eternal in their presence, something that whispers of freedom, clarity, and the quiet power of motion. Number 10. Samoyed, the companion of Siberian tribes. In one of the coldest places on Earth, where winter doesn't just freeze the skin, but sometimes even hope, humanity survived, thanks to a smile, not from another person, but from a dog. A dog called the Samoyed, with snow-white fur, dark round eyes, and a mouth that naturally curves into a warm, gentle smile. The Samoyed isn't just a breed. It's a beacon of warmth in the endless winter of Siberia. For thousands of years, the nomadic Samoyedic tribes lived side by side with these dogs. Samoyeds pulled sleds, herded reindeer, kept families warm through freezing nights, and never, ever abandoned their humans, even in the worst of blizzards. Unlike many independent breeds, the Samoyed always seeks humans, not for food or command, but to share warmth, joy, and sometimes even loneliness. They say you don't teach a Samoyed to love, it's born for it. Today, the Samoyed smile has reached across continents. But in every tail wag, every head tilt, every bright gaze, still lives a northern spirit, resilient, tender, unyielding to the cold. Because maybe what we need most in this modern winter of life isn't a sled dog. It's a smiling soul that brings warmth wherever it goes. Closing. A farewell from the ancient souls on four legs. Maybe you've seen a dog dozing on a porch, a quiet stare from behind a fence, a little tail wag as you walk by, and maybe you didn't think much of it. But what if behind that calm gaze was the spirit of a guardian who once watched over a pharaoh's tomb? What if that gentle paw carried the memories of frozen tundras, ancient temples, and royal hunts? These dogs are not just pets. They are survivors of time, silent witnesses of human history. They hunted with kings, braved storms with nomads, stood guard while the world slept. And today, they're still with us, not demanding, not judging, just present. A quiet gift from the past to the human heart. If any of their stories moved you, if a pair of eyes, a running stride, or a single wrinkle in a Shar-Pei's skin made you feel something, leave a comment below. Tell us which dog spoke to you the most. And if you believe that, history doesn't just live in books, but in loving eyes and loyal hearts, then like this video, share it with a fellow dog lover, and subscribe to the channel for more timeless journeys. We've just traveled across millennia, through paw prints, through barks, and through the beating hearts of ancient companions. Thank you for listening. See you again in another story where the souls on four legs still wait to be remembered.